Hello, brothers and sisters. My name is Richard Koritz, and I'm proud to be the co-host of You Gotta Laugh to Keep From Crying, along with my good old friend, brother, comrade.
And repeat that good old friend again, because we both old,
and
we've been friends a long time.
And we're both good.
That's right.
Also.
And that's been good, too, being friends that long. Good brother. How you feel?
That is true. And speaking of good, we got a good sponsor named...
You mean the North Carolina?
Triad Jobs with Justice.
Where you can reach us at
336-272-2758 or
email
at nctriadjobswithjustice@gmail.com.
All right.
We're going to get that someday.
We're going to get it right.
We're close. We were pretty close today. Anyway, we got some things that we want to share, as usual, with our viewers. To me, I even though the last show we did focused on the Slush Fund and
you mean robbing American taxpayers? Go ahead.
Yeah, the big tax cheat.
Big robbery.
Wait a minute, the tax cheat in chief himself.
Tax cheat
in chief. That's exactly right, and his name is Donald Trump. Trump, the tax cheat.
So you know, there's 7 hats for the President of the United States.
Okay, yeah, but really, more accurately, he's the tax cheat in chief.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's.
Oh yes.
And he's so valuable to all those other super rich people that cheat on their taxes that they kept him in office in the first term, mainly because he passed that awful tax bill then.
Which one?
In favor of the rich.
It was two of them.
Well, no. In the first term. The second term, it was an even worse bill, the abominable bill, otherwise known as the the good bill or something like that.
I think it
was good for. Well, it was great for the billionaires.
Oh yes.
They loved it.
But when you remind me of that, you also remind me of that he told the people who were going out there to vote for that he was going to make things better economically for them.
Yeah.
And they believed it.
Well,
but he wasn't talking to them. He was talking to his rich buddies.
Absolutely.
Because he did make things better for them.
And just about the first day, well, we know on the first day that he was in office for the second term, that in contradiction with his new vice president, J.D. Vance, who promised everybody that Trump was going to look at every individual case of the 1,500 or so people thugs convicted of January 6th,
well, he did.
2021. No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He told.
Let
me say this. Vance told us that he promised us that Trump was going to look at every one of those cases individually. No, he didn't.
Let me explain to you why I say he did.
Go ahead.
He took his signature and pardoned every last one of them. Regardless of what they did. He pardoned everybody. And then he come back and he got robbed American citizen people of a tax fund. He want to give $1.8 billion to a slush fund for them people. He did look at them individually.
Well, no, he may be writing them individually.
Because he individually said every last one of them was innocent.
Right. When the truth was, every last one of them was guilty as sin.
Even the one that pleaded guilty?
Yeah, especially the ones that maybe they were less guilty than the ones that didn't plead guilty.
The only thing that shows how gullible some of these citizens of the United States of America is. They sit up there and listen to what the politicians say and don't look at his track record.
Yeah.
If they looked at Trump's track record, they know he wasn't going to be dealing with them no way. Because all he was all about is making money. And it's proven that. How much money did his family make in the first?
In the billion, never mind the first term. He's
I'm talking about the second term.
Oh, the second term.
In the
He's
first
already
3
made.
months,
He's already made.
It was over $1 billion.
Billions. He's already made billions
in less than 3 months in office.
The first 3, yeah, but we're now a
term.
year and 3,
well,
and he's continued to do it.
Yeah,
at our expense and at the
right.
expense of the working
That's
people
right.
of the world.
That's right.
The working people of the world, right?
Especially all the dummies here in the United States.
No. Some of the people have learned, and the rest are in for some bitter lessons. Okay, but the slush fund is an outstanding example where Trump is robbing the people blind, and specifically it's around the tax. Right? He sued because Trump sued his own Internal Revenue Service, the IRS.
The operation he runs.
But what I was starting to say to you was almost on the first day of his second term, he wiped out the provisions in the IRS for having strengthened the inspection of rich people's taxes. And so he carried out that right away, even without the new tax bill. He wiped out. He did Doge. Wait a minute. He did Doge on the IRS. Wait a minute. He did Doge OW on the very specific part of the IRS that had been strengthened during the Biden term, I have to say, in order to make it more difficult for the super rich to escape all the damn taxes.
So what you're saying, he was making America great again, huh?
For the super rich, he certainly did.
Yes.
But anyway, that's continued now, and so he sued his own IRS because his taxes for 2019 and 2020 were leaked by a paid IRS paid subcontractor.
Yeah.
And that man.
We just call him a whistleblower.
Well, right. That's true. And
because
and
whistleblowers get treated bad.
Right. And especially if it's not in favor of the rich. And in this case, it showed that Trump had paid just about no taxes just about any damn year and that's what was leaked by that whistleblower, as you call him. And
the truth won't set you free then, huh?
No, in his case, the truth put him in prison and kept Trump out of prison somehow.
Which should have been reversed?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. And for every taxpayer who's not a part of the super rich, they should be for Trump being in prison for that, and the guy that whistleblowed him out of prison. Yeah. But anyway, that's just one of the many injustices in the country. But that injustice wasn't enough for Trump on this question. So when he sued his own IRS as that president, he sued them for $10 billion. That was just really a random feature, and $10 billion is 10,000 million dollars, okay, or a million.
So you're saying
$10,000 million.
What's that, about roughly 300,000 people in the United States of America?
300,000, yeah,
roughly,
right, maybe 330.
So you mean you could have gave each one of them $3 million apiece?
I don't know if it's that, but it's a hell of a lot of money. It's a hell of a lot of money, and
I'm sure.
But it's a random amount of money, and it was so. You could say, well, why do you say it was random? Because Trump never had any intention of having to come up with receipts or his own the charges. Exactly, the charges, as we talked about before, were very vague. He accused his own IRS of not pursuing the leaks of his tax returns tough enough. That was his charge. So it was a bogus charge to begin with, and then he pulled the suit and then was supposedly settling with himself. It was Donald J. Trump on one side and Donald J. Trump on the other side. And in negotiations with himself, he was settling for the $1.8 billion to give to the bloodthirsty thugs who prevented the peaceful transition of that legitimate election, which Trump's own head of the elections, Krebs, said was probably the cleanest election in the history of the United States.
There's a guy named Bill Barr said what?
Yeah, exactly. He said it was bullshit.
And he also said the election was what?
He said the election was legit.
And he was the
Attorney General. He was
of the United States.
He was Trump's Attorney General of the United States. So we got that covered. But the thing that's so amazing is that these dogs. I hate to insult dogs like this. The Trump fascist forces. Excuse me. The Trump fascist forces. They had the shame. The shamelessness. Okay, the shamelessness.
Do you think you know what shame is?
No.
Oh, okay.
He never met it yet. That's for sure. And but had the shamelessness to try to get this $1.8 billion to fund these same thugs and more
criminals,
and same criminals that were convicted, that were all convicted in the courts after they got fair trials.
Yeah.
And after that, they were in prison. Over 1,000 of them were in prison, and
who should still be in prison. Some of them.
Absolutely. And Trump, needs this army of thugs to be available at his beck and call to try to stop there from being any legitimate elections going forward.
Oh, he's working on that.
He's working on, and that's what he was working on when these two judges, both women, by the way, one in Eastern Virginia and one in Florida, both, and this happened, I think, since we talked about it last time. The one that said that she was pausing and blocking the Trump criminals, including his acting attorney general, who's acting just like the criminal that he replaced, Bondi. And
I think flunky is a better word, but go ahead.
He's a flunky for Trump, but he's a criminal for us. He's a criminal toward us.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
And that's why he let Ghislaine Maxwell, a sexual predator of the highest kind or the lowest kind.
They're just waiting for it to cool down so they can pardon her. You know that.
But what they
I'm sure by the time he got out of office, she'd be pardoned.
Well, not if we have anything to say about it.
Well, you ain't got nothing to say about it.
I haven't given up. I haven't given up, and the Epstein files is one of the biggest things that his own MAGA base can't even stomach. That's how disgusting it is.
You see, I can't understand you saying that because he went after a certain person from Tennessee. What's his name? I can't think of the representative from Tennessee who fought to make sure.
No, from Kentucky, Massey.
Massey. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
right. Republican.
I know one who fought hard.
Right, and did a great job.
To fought hard to make sure that they open up
all of the Epstein
file.
Absolutely.
But yet his MAGA base voted the man out of office, out of the primary.
Well, listen, when you put enough...
Because Trump said he was not good enough.
Yeah, well...
Somebody who voted for him over 90% of the time.
Right.
But on one issue.
Well, and it was more than one issue, but the
I'm
Epstein.
saying on that one
but
is
he
that
was
Epstein
outstanding.
file,
He was outstanding.
That one
and he
issue.
worked with Ro Khanna, the Democrat, and together those two guys, Tom Massey, terrific on that issue, and all in support of the defense of these women many of whom were girls when they were sex trafficked.
Let's give Marjorie Taylor Greene a little speak up for this.
Go ahead.
She spoke up for it.
Yeah,
she spoke up for it.
I agree.
She wasn't wrong. But,
right. Okay. So, but here we are. Now we're at the slush fund stage, and both of these women judges, the one in Florida, who was where the case was first being, the so-called lawsuit, was first being heard. She, her name is Leonie Brinkma. So the case originated in Florida. Trump sued.
Yeah.
Trump pulled it before there was any judge's eyes put on that piece of the $10 billion, and he changed it into this slush fund for the rioters of January 6th to become rioters in the future to try to stop any legitimate election. And then the Kathleen Williams
was the name removed from the Kennedy Center.
No. She's the other judge. There were two. That's what happened since we last talked about it.
Yeah.
Is that that the judge that had blocked Trump and his acting attorney general from
his flunky
from spending any money at all at this point from this 1.8 million.
But the one thing I can't understand how they gonna get $1 billion and somewhere in a piece of paper said Congress supposed to be dealing out the money.
Yeah,
that
was written down. I think that was called the U.S. Constitution.
That's what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
But he didn't care anything about that, huh?
No, and well, and so between Kathleen Williams, that judge, she's reviewing Trump's deal with the Justice Department. So that Trump's own Justice Department, and of course, I can't think of his name right now.
Who? The acting attorney?
Todd Blanche. Yeah, thank you.
Flunky.
It pays to be married to somebody that knows stuff.
I told you what his name was, Flunky.
Now that's it. No, that's his description. That's not his name.
No, that's his name.
Yeah, that's his accurate description. But but Todd Blanche, who was his personal and still is his personal attorney.
Yeah,
and as I said,
the part that get me, they say he was.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and he was such a flunky that
he was
that as Trump's chief defense attorney in the Stormy Daniels case in which Trump was fixing the election by suppressing
and I'm surprised he's still around.
I mean, but I guess he can't get any decent lawyers. He's so shameful he can't even get any decent lawyers to represent him because Blanche was the chief lawyer for Trump in his defense, and he lost on every single one of those 34 felony counts. Trump was found guilty on every single one of them. So he's the one who Trump puts in charge of doling out the money, the $1.8 billion. But Trump and Blanche both got ahead of themselves because both of these judges, one said, we're blocking everything from being, you can't touch any money at this point. And as you said, they're not supposed to be touching the money anyway. It's Congress that's supposed to be doing it.
I thought that's what that paper said.
Yeah, that's what that paper said. And And then,
you mean Trump can't read now?
No.
Or his attorney general?
No, yeah, and then the other judge said that this was really unusual. The one who initially had the lawsuit, the so-called lawsuit, in front of her, she said that they committed fraud against her, and she was going to review the case, the initial lawsuit, to see if there was reason to bring charges against them for this fake lawsuit.
But I understand what you're saying, but the President of the United States, my understanding, the only one who can bring charges against him is the House of Representatives. The U.S. House of Representatives.
Well, I don't know if that's the only. I mean, you're close. After what the billionaire-bought Supreme Court decided that he was more or less immune from unofficial actions.
Well,
but that's why it's significant that this judge in Florida is looking, and something that almost never happens. She's reopened a case that was closed.
I understand
for that reason.
I understand that, to find out if there were any fraud committed.
Right.
But like, as I could say, was saying, to try to point out the fact that in order to bring charges on the president, my understanding it should be other, is the House of Representatives.
You're right. The impeachment,
and my understanding is,
yeah,
the House of Representatives haven't done nothing but kiss his butt.
Well, that's certainly the Speaker's position. If you ever want to find Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, you just look a little low on Trump, and you'll find Mike Johnson.
So therefore, her viewing them charges, if she find anything, ain't nothing gonna happen. Unless, unless the citizens of the United States of America
raise hell about it.
No.
Yeah.
In 2026, November.
Yeah.
Was the first Tuesday of November?
Yep.
Give a overwhelming majority of the House of Representatives, U.S. House of Representatives, to the Democrats, who will probably go after him.
Okay. Now we have to continue though, because we're running out of time, and we wanted to mention at least that Trump has also received some setbacks that are noticeable, such as it's going back to being the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts, which means that Trump illegally spent all this money to change it to Trump and Kennedy Center of Performing Arts. And that really, the money ought to come out of him, but that's another story. But that is a big blow to a guy that's having his pictures put up everywhere, having his name put on all the buildings. This is one building that's coming off.
And the $250 bill?
And wait a minute, yeah, that's right. The $250 bill is another recent example that he's trying to do. But the fact that he's being compelled to take it off of the Kennedy Center because Congress appropriated the funds for the Kennedy Center. Anyway, so that's been a good development. And here's another bad development I want to point out.
I want one little thing I want to get before we go off. Go ahead.
Is Mark Wayne Mullen, the acting, I don't know if he's acting or the full head of the Homeland Security in the United States, the Department of Homeland Security, has already let the cat out of the bag that he and Trump are setting up the plans to cripple the airports in blue states and blue cities, and which shows you just how mad, in the sense of crazed and crazy and greedy they are, and how little interest they have in having any kind of peace among the citizens of the United States. So, and now Trump has announced that he's nominating Bill Pulte, the guy that has been the one who provided Trump with the excuse for trying to have investigations of the New York State Attorney General Letitia James, California Senator Adam Schiff, and the one black woman, one black person, Afro-American person, on the Federal Reserve Board.
Yeah.
Lisa Cook.
Yes.
And that son of a bee, that crooked Bill Pulte, who has absolutely zero experience with intelligence of any kind. Never mind, I mean, even just regular old intelligence on the street.
Okay.
He has been appointed by Trump to be the director of all of the U.S. national intelligence. So I'm sure our viewers are going to feel a lot safer. Now I'm being sarcastic, just to let the viewers know. And
one thing I want to get in.
Yes.
Before we leave.
Right.
Is that ballroom.
Okay. Before we go, this time, if you don't mind, I'd like us to get Cuba in.
Well, I'm going to
go ahead,
because we're quick.
Go ahead.
I'm comparing that it's supposed to be taxpayers' money. I mean, it's supposed to be private funds to fund this money, but yet he's going to Congress for $1-something billion.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. For the sound system.
Right. Sounds
so
like.
I just want to say. So that sounds like we're gonna build a wall,
and Mexico's going to pay for it.
And Mexico going to pay for it.
Yeah.
And
right.
the Mexico that are going to pay for it is called the U.S. taxpayers.
Right.
Okay.
So, but the final thing, brother, I think that we both want to get on is that we need to try to make sure that the people of this country stand up against any effort at invading Cuba that Trump and his dogs try to carry out.
Every effort possible.
Right. And we'll explain it on a later show.
On the next show. But
the people of Cuba need to be defended.
It's not only a strike against workers of Cuba, it's a strike against workers of the United States of America.
Absolutely. And the world.
And the world.
Because in our unity lies our strength.